Now, this political science professor, Dr. Carol Swain, claiming that Harvard President Claudine Gay used sections of a book she published way back in 1993 and an article that was published in 97 without crediting her. Erika Donalds is here with more. Erika, thank you for being here. Dr. Swain called for President Gay's firing. She said on an X post, quote, "Stop listening to the racist mob of whites and blacks who cry racism while being among the worst offenders." Is she right?
Well, absolutely. Merit and integrity have to be the standard for our academic leaders across the board. In the schools that I run at Optima, that is what we expect of our students. And how can we expect that of students in our K-12 or college system if the president of the most prestigious institution in our country is not being held to being honest and acting with integrity in academics? We absolutely cannot have it, and she must resign.
You know, Dr. Swain also said, and I'm quoting her here in her X post, "Hire the best man or woman who can steer the university back towards sanity. Appeasing the Marxist identity politics mob should not be a consideration." I don't think we realized how deeply embedded in our institutions, particularly the most elite institutions, this what she uses the word mob, but this group of very far left professors is.
Well, we've seen this across the board, and Leadership Institute has been focusing on higher education and the DEI infiltration, both in hiring practices and in admissions. And this is something that businesses are starting to push back on. They don't want to see students graduating from these institutions who didn't deserve to be there in the first place. We're now seeing an uprising in higher ed leadership, as we've seen with President Gay, the plagiarism and the lack of academic credentials that we see compared to other university presidents across the country. It is an infiltration of DEI and wokeness, if you will, and the entire country is sick of this. We want to see merit and excellence be the standard for hiring and for advancement in our universities.
But just as an example of how deeply embedded it is, even in business schools, there's a new report out that says that even in business schools you have this strong CRT. That may be one of the reasons why the corporations have been so woke.
Yes, absolutely. I am a former partner at a Wall Street firm and a business school graduate myself. I can tell you that these institutions have no place to waste resources on DEI indoctrination or ESG social engineering. What our American business need to compete globally are the skills and knowledge needed, such as finance and accounting and economics. This is why we see businesses, over half of them, saying that they are going to drop the requirement to have a 4-year degree to work in their institutions. They know that they can find talent and develop it in other ways that are not wasteful, such as DEI and ESG.
Well, there is pushback. And it's, by the way, it's not just in the United States. It's happening all over the world. And schools in the UK right now are not going to be required to use students' preferred pronouns, right, Lauren?
Yeah, let me jump in and just give you guys the story, and then Erika could comment on it. So in the UK, they have these guidelines that they just put out, and there's a 4-month comment period. And they're basically saying if your child shows up and they are by birth a boy, but they want to be called a girl's name, you have to tell the parents. So it's parents first, parent involvement. And if the schools don't have to use those pronouns either.
Right.
Also, bathrooms based on biological sex. So I feel like in the UK, they're returning to normalcy with how we should be treating our students.
Are we going there, Erika? Are we going to be pushing back and changing our policies as they are there now?
Well, we've seen states like Florida already do this, where it is illegal and against state law for teachers to keep things like this from parents, and parents are the ones who make the decisions on what their children are called in school. We now have a fresh lawsuit in Michigan where this was hidden from parents, and the parents are suing the school system for using different pronouns and names for their child and not telling them about it. We've already seen the uprising in public opinion in America. I believe we're going to continue to see states follow suit with similar laws, especially after lawsuits are successful.
All right. Erika, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate seeing you. Have a wonderful Christmas. Thanks for being here.